the CTE topic, right? And I'm sure you've worked with it before, but I think you kind of explained it. Can you talk to them about the CTE, what that is, the symptoms they're finding, and how they've even gotten to understand this, the portion you're talking about, the brain injuries and leading to violence? If you could talk just a little bit more about that, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, so all head injuries are not the same. So some head injuries result in memory deficits and problems. Some head injuries result in poor attention span. But some head injuries, especially to the front part of your head, some head injuries, result in poor impulse control, interference in judgment, and decision making, and being able to anticipate future consequences. Like if I do A, B may occur. Someone may get seriously hurt or die as a result of my actions. So those kinds of things can happen when a person has a head injury, or especially repeated head injuries. You can see more impulsivity, and there's actually good research that talks about people who have committed violent crimes have a much higher probability of having had a childhood head injury or other head injuries at some point in their life.
Wow.
So it's not a guarantee, it's not an assurance of violence, but it increases your risk potential if your brain's been shaked around like scrambled eggs. And as a result of that, you've had damage. Your brain's in a fluid inside your head. And if you get hit in the head, what can happen oftentimes, even if your head doesn't get cut open, is your brain kind of bounces against your skull inside of your head in that fluid. And that can cause bruising on your brain. Some of that bruising can be permanent and result in things like not being able to control your anger or your aggression.
Wow, it makes total sense, and it's kind of a little surprising that it took this long to kind of figure that out. Or maybe the sports community knew about it, but they didn't really want to talk about it, and now it's come out because you're seeing a lot of, and some of these sports aren't that old, and maybe now you're seeing the progression of some of these things, so it makes sense. But
hey Dan, you talking about sports? I just want to mention one thing on that.
Sure.
It's just as likely the person may turn the violence towards themselves. So we have seen cases like that, Junior Seau being one of them and many others,
Sure.
who turn the violence from their head injuries or CTEs towards themselves. So in many ways, they may be as high a suit, they may be a risk to other people. And that's as a result oftentimes of having a series of different head injuries.